Hey guys, hope everybody's doing good today. Sorry about my voice, I'm a little sick. But I want to make a different video. I want to make a story time video like I said I was gonna do. And also I want to let you guys know that on my channel I'm gonna make so many different videos. It's not just gonna be about being spiritual, it's not just gonna be about being plus size, it's gonna be about so many different things, like, because I've been through a lot of things, like I said, so I want to make different things, and I have plenty of story times. So let's get into this story time. It's really crazy, but it's a good story. It's crazy. So anyways, and I will try to explain it as best as I can. So about 5 years ago, my husband, he had this cousin, and I had never met the cousin. He lived in a different town than us, and he asked my husband if he can come over for 4th of July weekend. So my husband was like, okay, sure. You know, he had never met the kids, never met me or anything like that. And so my husband went to go get him at the bus station, and when he brought him back, you know, we said hello, everything seemed cool. He seemed like a decent person. He seemed cool, whatever. So you know, they were downstairs talking, and this was a red flag. Like, I should have known it was gonna go like to hell from here, because like, so they were talking downstairs, and I was gonna come down the stairs, but I heard them talking, so like I stopped, because like I'm nosy like that. And so I stopped at the stairs, and I heard him say like, oh yeah, something like she's big but she's cute, or something like that. It was like that, and I was like, okay, you know, I see, you know, what he's thinking. I see where his head is at or whatever. But it didn't bother me, because I'm like, whatever, my husband loves me, who cares? And my husband's like, okay, like, he didn't really say nothing. He was like, oh, okay. And so anyway, so I didn't say nothing. I came downstairs or whatever. Everything was cool. I mean, everything was cool. Like, the whole weekend was so cool. And mind you, he had said he was just coming over to, like, I think, like, spend the night. So it ended up being like 4 days. And like, after 4 days, my husband's like, babe, you know, he has to go. And I'm like, I was thinking the same thing, but I didn't want to be rude, and I didn't want to say nothing. He was like, well, we just have to sit him down and tell him like, okay, you gotta go, we'll drop you off wherever you need to go. So we did that. We were like, hey, you know, we'll drop you off, you can't stay here, because number one, we lived in an apartment, and like, you know, if somebody can't stay at your apartment for so long, like, we just didn't want to get in trouble or whatever. Plus, like, I don't really like company, to be honest. Like, sleeping on my couch and all that, eating up the food. Like, he didn't have no money, he didn't have nothing. Like, it was crazy. So anyways, and like, I don't even think he had clothes. I don't even know, I don't remember. But anyway, so we sat him at the table, and he just like got like hella emotional or whatever. And so he's like, all right, and he kept saying, oh, like, if my mom was here, it'd be different or whatever, because like his mom passed away, and I guess he like depended on her a lot or whatever. So I don't know if he said that, so I don't know, so we'd feel sorry for him or whatever. But I mean, he's 30-something-year-old man, like, you know, you gotta do for yourself or whatever. But anyway, so he was like, all right. But see, the whole time he had been telling us that he was going to stay with the other cousin, this girl. I never even met her. And so my husband's like, I'm going to call her. So my husband called her, and she's like, well, what are you talking about? I never said that. I said he could spend the night or whatever, and I'm not even home. And my husband's like, well, we're dropping him off, so I don't know what's going to happen. And so we get in the car. The drive was so awkward, because he was like huffing and puffing and just, oh man, and all this. It was just so awkward. Like, I didn't even know him, but I just wanted him away from me, because I don't know, no. And so, like, I always had a weird feeling about him anyways. Okay, so we'll get to that. So anyway, so we dropped him off. Oh, and so while he was like at my house, like, I was like, oh, do you have a Facebook? And he was like, yeah. And so we friended each other and everything, so it was cool, whatever. So I think like the next day he made this post on Facebook, And he was like, my cousin is with this fat bitch, and she's a fat, ugly bitch, and she's a gold digger, and he doesn't know what he's doing, and he's blinded, and how could he be with her? She's so fat and ugly. And and then he says, I hope she got raped, and I'm gonna cut her throat, and I hope she dies, and he wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for her, and all this. And just continuously calling me fat, though, like making that a point, like I'm fat, okay, whatever. But like, he put it on public for everyone to see, like everybody, like all my husband's family members, like my friends, everybody saw it. And so I'm like, what the hell? Like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? He's insane. And he's like, oh, so then he writes in the post, he's like, oh, if I had a family member and they needed somewhere to stay, I wouldn't kick them out. First of all, nobody said you could stay with us. Second of all, you're a grown man, we have kids, so they come first, so what are you even talking about? And no, like, it just was not happening. And he didn't ask us to stay. Like, that's the thing, I guess he expected, because like my husband before, when he was before I was with him, like he had his own house, and I guess he would probably let him stay with him or something. But it's not like that no more. And my husband explained that to him, so he got all mad, like went crazy, like totally bashed me, just totally fat bashed me, just crazy, threatening my life, saying he was gonna come slit my throat, he was gonna kill me, he wanted me dead, he hoped I choked on like donuts or some crazy fat thing he said. You know what people say when they get mad at fat people. And I'm like, oh my god, this guy is fucking crazy. And so I showed my husband, and he's like, what the hell? So like, I think my husband confronted him, and he's like, oh, well, I know it's her, and telling and my husband, oh, she just wants to use you. Oh, and he also said I was a hood rat. That is so funny. Like, come on, if anybody knows me, I'm not no hood rat at all. Like, come on, no, there's just no way. And a gold digger, come on, like, that's not true. Like, he was mad because like my husband, he likes to buy me stuff, and I mean, okay, that's what he's supposed to do. And so he was mad about that, and like he just saw like how nice my husband was to me, and I guess he didn't expect him to be nice to me like that because I am fat or whatever he says. Yeah, I'm fat, but whatever, that doesn't mean I should be treated less, or like I don't deserve to be married or whatever. And so anyway, so he just went crazy, and he was just telling my husband that he shouldn't be with me, and telling my husband that I'm not the one for him, and that he knows he's just going through something right now, and that he's gonna leave me, and all this stuff. And my husband's like laughing, telling me what he's saying or whatever. And so I told my husband, after that, I said, you know what? This guy is insane. This is a jealous man. And I always say, like, a jealous man is scarier to me than, like, a stray bullet, because that's a man. He could do anything. He could befriend you and then hurt you. And I told my husband, I said, he's going to kill somebody someday. Like, this is insane. And nobody would believe me. Like, I even told like my husband's friends, my husband's family members, and everybody would be like, no, this guy, he's a good guy, you know, maybe he was having a bad day, he would never do that. And I would always say, he's going to kill somebody. And so when we moved, and that's not the only altercation I got into. Like, after that, I got into like 2 more altercations, because he was just such a loser. And he would just like, he's the type of person that would like watch TV and be like, oh, she's fine, ooh, she's bad, ooh, would you talk to her, ooh. And it's just ridiculous, just literally stupid. Like, is that even a word? But just stupid. And so we got into it many times or whatever. And so but all this time I was telling my husband, I'm like, hey babe, he's gonna hurt somebody, and everybody would just laugh at me and be like, no, he's good. So one day, and every time we moved, I'd tell my husband, do not give him our address. He will kill me. Like, he will try to kill me. Everyone thought I was like over exaggerating, but I just knew it in my heart. Like, I guess my psychic senses were saying, kill, he's gonna kill. Like, I just knew it. Like, it's not funny, but I knew it. Like, I know when fear, like I feel fear or I feel something dangerous. So anyways, as time went on, I'd always say, don't give him our address. I think we had moved like 2 times. And he was always doing stupid stuff and getting into different things and dating different people and just like never really a stable person. And everybody just thought he was so good. And I just never felt it. So one day, my husband tells me, guess what he just did? And I'm like, what? And he's like, he just killed his best friend. And I'm like, oh my God, I told you he was gonna kill somebody. He killed his best friend because he was mad that his friend was like telling him real shit, like, hey, you need to get your life together, hey, you should do this, whatever. So as his friend was like walking away, he like shot him in the back and like killed him. And so like I was right all along, and like that is so scary, because what if he would have known my address and was like, well, shit, I already killed him, let me just finish off whoever else I hate or whatever, and he could have came and killed me. So, you know, that was really scary, but I was right all along, and didn't nobody believe me. And even till this day, my husband be like, he's like, you were right, babe, you know, like stuff like that. I'm like, I know I was right, because I know when somebody has bad intentions and when they're just putting on a front to make everybody think that they're so good, but they're really not. And so he eventually went to jail, and he's in jail right now for a long time, you know. And what's the creepy part about it? It's like he wrote me letters like from jail, like from prison, and it's like, why? Like, I mean, even if you did say you're sorry, like, I will never trust you. You threatened my life. You wished me to be raped. You wished that I had a horrible childhood. Like, you said all of these things to me, like, not just to me, but to the whole world. And so, like, that's creepy. And so the whole point is, he hated me because I was fat. He hated me because my husband was happy and he wasn't. And we were happy and he wasn't. He couldn't understand why my husband would love me because I was fat. And that's really messed up. And so if you guys have like feelings about people and you feel like they're dangerous, like, you're probably right, because I could not shake that feeling for so long, and like nobody believed me. But I was right. At the end of the day, I was right, and that could have been me. And when it happened, like, my heart dropped, because I was like, that could have been me. That could have been me. I could be dead right now. But thank God something just kept telling me, don't invite him over, don't tell him our address, don't let him know anything. And at the end of the day, I feel really sorry for him. You know, he maybe could have been a decent person, but that's the road that he chose, and he chose to be like that, and he chose to kill somebody, and that's his own fault, because we have our own free will and everything. But if you feel that you're in danger, and if you feel like somebody is attacking you for no reason, then just like stay away from them and follow your gut, because most of the time, like, they don't like you and they could hurt you. Like, even if everybody's like, oh, they're a good person, whatever, but if you feel like that deep down inside, then you're probably right. So that's my story time about my husband's cousin wanting to kill me, and then he kills somebody else. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed my story, and I will definitely be sharing more stories. And I hope everybody has a wonderful, blessed day. All right, bye guys.